All right, we are going to go ahead and get started. I see a lot of people still jumping in, so we'll give them a few more minutes to do so. But let's go ahead and get started and talk about today's webinar. We're happy to be back with you, talking more about Barcode AI. Today's webinar diving into supply chain and logistics. If you joined us last week, you'll know that we did 3 webinars giving an overview of the product, and we jumped into the retail industry on Thursday. Those recordings are available and will be sent to you following this session, so you can check those out if you wish. But today we're diving into supply chain and logistics. Now, to get us started, quick introductions. My name is Mark Babin. I'm the creative director here at Anyline. Great to see all of you. Thanks for being here. And I'm joined by Simon Brooks, our VP of Product Marketing. And together we'll walk you through Barcode AI, give you a bit of summary of the solution, just in case you've had a few days away from it or this is new to you. And then we'll dive into the specifics for how we think it can help the logistics and supply chain industry. Now, before we get started, some quick housekeeping notes and house rules. We do love getting questions from you during the session. So at the bottom of your screen, you'll see a Q&A button, which you can go ahead and click and write your questions to us. We'll get to them at the end of the presentation, or as a special guest, we actually have one of our architects and our co-founder, David, in the background, and he'll be able to answer any technical questions you may have in the chat. So don't be afraid if you have something that's perhaps more technical, more specific to your use case. Please feel free to type that out and David will get in touch with you in the chat. You can send that anonymously if you wish as well. Just make sure that option is available. You just click the send anonymously button and send that message through. Secondly, and lastly, for our house rules here, we are aware that we have attendees from around the world attending these sessions. If English is not your preferred language, you'd like to be able to see transcriptions in your own language, Zoom has a great feature at the bottom of the screen to show you the captions. You can select the language of your choice, and hopefully closely enough, you'll see what we're saying in your chosen language. So that option is available for you there as well. But let's dive into this presentation. Quick overview about who we are. If this is the first time you're hearing and seeing Anyline, we are an AI-powered data capture company. AI is at the core of everything we do and all the solutions we make, and we focus on mobile inspection solutions for a number of different industries. We've been doing this for over 10 years, really focusing on building that AI core to help various industries, including automotive, energy and utilities, retail, logistics, like we'll get into today, and much more. But once again, AI really being the core of everything we develop. We have offices and a presence around the world. Today, myself and Simon are coming to you from our headquarter office here in Europe, in Austria, in Vienna. We also have offices in the USA and in India. And our team, we have over 100 employees working on AI, computer vision, and machine learning. Again, really focusing on the core of our development and that being on the front line of AI and all those different aspects. So you know you're well taken care of when you're working with us. And those that we are working with, we have a number of Fortune 500 companies, again, around the world, 200 plus enterprise clients. Just a few names you can see here on the screen, perhaps some that you're familiar with in your chosen space. Of course, these aren't everyone. We can only name ones we have agreements with, but yeah, plenty that we can talk about to you in person as well. So we have 750 million scans per year happening. So lots of activity around the world with our solutions. We just ticked over 4 billion scans, so active in the world, and certainly enjoying seeing our solution being used across different industries across the world. So with that, I'm going to hand over to Simon, who's going to give a quick overview about Barcode AI and barcode scanning. Simon, over to you.
Thank you very much, Mark. Thank you for the introduction. Yeah, as you mentioned, Barcode AI, it's a new concept that we actually launched a couple of weeks ago. Here at Anyline, we have made quite an overhaul to our barcodes product that is available within our SDK. And what I want to do in the next couple of slides, just give you an idea of what we mean by that and what's actually available to our customers with the Anyline SDK, with barcode scanning and other great features within. First, let's take a look at where we have come from with barcode scanning and where we're heading to. So obviously, barcodes is a pretty old technology by now. It's been around for many, many years, and over that time, we've seen quite some advances in the ways that employees are able to capture barcodes. Obviously, starting with rather large machines, so fixed devices, moving on to what you see here in terms of handheld devices was a huge step forward with barcode scanning, enabling a lot more flexibility of where an employee could scan a barcode, get them around, make them mobile within a warehouse or even out on the road potentially. And that's something which we saw another advancement recently, I would say in the last 5 to 10 years, where we started to see the decoupling of the hardware from the software. The advent of the Barcode SDK really brought about huge changes in terms of the device environment and who was able to use barcode scanning in their daily life or daily business. So not only did the flexibility increase in terms of mobility, also for customers, such as customers of ours who wanted to be able to move away from these dedicated devices, equip their employees with standard off-the-shelf mobile devices, and even moving towards end users, consumers having the ability to scan barcodes within consumer apps or within websites was all enabled by the Barcode SDK. And now, Anyline, we are proud to kind of make the next advance here, which is Barcode AI. So this is taking the SDK concept and then adding AI features to this. As Mark said, Anyline, we really come from the AI world, the world of computer vision and machine learning. And within our SDK, as you see here, we bringing 3 elements together. So as I mentioned, barcode scanning, the SDK, this is enabling flexibility, enabling a more varied device landscape, and Anyline committed to bringing high-performance barcode scanning, optimized for speed, optimized for reliability with our SDK. The next topic is augmented reality. Again, something that's become much bigger over the last couple of years in order to give users real-time feedback and more detailed information about what they've just scanned. Again, this is something that Anyline has a lot of experience in with our other AI features. We're now bringing this to our barcode scanning. So we have this feedback loop, this user guidance available, and this is fully configurable within the SDK. And finally, as I mentioned, we have all of our other data capture features. These are our AI-powered machine learning modules, which are enabling customers to capture anything from an ID to read meters, utility meters. We have serial number scanning around the vehicle. We have license plate scanning. We have tire scanning. We have vehicle identification. And also in the logistics world, we have container identification. So many pieces of data out there in the world, which with our data capture modules, you're enabled to read and digitize alongside barcodes. And what does that enable you to do? Take a very high level look here at the Anyline SDK. As I mentioned, for each of these modules, we have AI overlays, we have guidance. Often those are specific towards certain use cases or industries. And then you can pick and mix, you can match as you like between our different modules. So we have barcode, can be used alongside ID, meter, vehicle, tire, serial number scanning. And we can even build custom modules depending on specific images or information that you have that you want to capture. We can very quickly build out custom modules and all built within the standard SDK. In terms of the barcode features that we've announced with the launch of Barcode AI, we've made quite some upgrades to the barcode scanning that we had previously. As I mentioned, speed is a big topic, so we've optimized that to be able to scan 33 barcodes per second. Distance as well, we've introduced Ultra HD 4K scanning to capture from over 3 meters away. Indeed, we also have lens selection where we can select automatically select the tele lens, which even offers scanning over 5 meters away, sometimes far over that, depending on the device. Multi-barcode scanning, so being able to scan over or up to 25 barcodes simultaneously combined with high-speed scanning, really important for those really tough, demanding applications where speed is of the essence, especially that's true in the world of logistics and delivery. And also smart AR overlays, again, to give that real-time feedback, being able to configure the image or the text that is shown over the barcode, enabling the delivery person, the driver, the warehouse worker, to get that instant feedback and be able to actually do something with the information scanned from the barcode. All of that is available on various different symbologies. So we support over 40 different symbologies, whether that's from 1D or 2D, stacked linear, and also postal codes, extremely important in delivery. And it's all now available within the Barcode SDK alongside all of our other data capture modules. So with that, I'm going to hand back over to Mark now. He's going to start diving into the world of logistics and delivery, and he'll start talking about some problems and opportunities, and then we'll look at how Anyline can help solve those. Back to you, Mark.
Great. Thank you very much for that overview, Simon. Now, of course, today's webinar talking about logistics and delivery. We wanted to start off this section by just addressing just a few of the challenges that we've identified. We think that Barcode AI can specifically lend a hand to. Now, these will be things that are obviously not so much a surprise for all of you working in the industry. Again, we wanted to give you a quick overview of what we think are the main challenges. First and foremost, obviously, the high cost of delivery. Now, again, this won't be a surprise to any of you, but you know the majority of the cost, a high percentage of the cost throughout the logistics process is in that delivery cost. That final phase of the delivery chain is where the most money is spent. And that's for a number of different reasons. Again, we're not going to get too much into those, but a lot of the cost from staffing to hardware, delivery vans, and so on and so forth. The list goes on, right? So a large percentage of that process and that cost is done in delivery. So that's one of the main challenges that we see that we think we can address. Up next, demand spikes. Now, this is obviously very interesting during those peak times, those high sales, those holidays, when you either need to onboard a bunch of new employees and get them onboarded to new devices. Perhaps you need to look at bringing on a lot of new devices to handle that demand, and so on and so forth. This is a huge challenge, and it can be something that is hard to over predict for. So scaling to those peak delivery times is a challenge that we think that we can assist as well with easy UIs and easy devices that people are familiar with. So demand spikes, another challenge that we've identified. And lastly here, that customer expectation and the constant shift and rise of customer expectations. We had done a survey a while back and we found that 80% of millennials and Gen Z customers would abandon an entire customer, an entire brand that they're familiar with simply because of a poor delivery experience. And that's after just a single bad experience. So there's a very high level of demand when it comes to that delivery experience and how it's done, whether it's on time, you get the right package, there's damage, there's so many things that can go wrong. And there is no room for error, as we found out. It doesn't take 2 times or 3 times. It takes a single time to lose that customer for a long time, if not forever. So another large challenge in the logistics and delivery industry that we identified that we think we can assist with. So probably not a shock to many of you of these numbers and these facts, but again, items we wanted to bring to your attention. And it's not just us that are explaining challenges like this. We have a podcast, perhaps you're familiar with, on logistics and supply chain called Delivering the Goods. And we did an interview with Richard Sandal. He's the Chief Supply Chain Evangelist at Innovaptive. He was with Shell before as well. I'll just read a quote that he gave us that was quite interesting when it comes to the importance of data quality. So he said, in the world of delivery logistics, data quality isn't just important, it's mission critical. Every success depends on precise, reliable data, accuracy, correct information, real-time stock, and clear instructions. When the data is incomplete, outdated, or inconsistent, the entire chain suffers. We couldn't agree more with this line, and it really does bring to focus the importance of the data that comes in, garbage out, as you'll probably familiar with as well. So ensuring that data quality, ensuring you're getting the best information as quickly as possible really does help the whole process. And that's where we think Barcode AI lends a significant hand and a step up for your operations. So with that teed up, Simon, let's talk a little bit about how we think it can help.
Sure. So if we look at the specific use cases where Anyline is active and where we have customers today, and we're really confident that we can help with customers in the future. Postal and delivery is obviously a huge topic. I'll talk in a second about one of our large logistics delivery companies that we have today. So they're using Anyline to obviously their frontline workers in the last mile, as Mark said, it's a huge expense. So optimizing that process of loading and unloading the van, enabling not just the workers, the full-time workers, but temporary workers or even third-party partners to do deliveries with a standard software that everybody is aware of and is easy to use. And also just ensuring when you are at the delivery, okay, do we have the correct delivery? Is the recipient the correct? And that's where our ID scanning alongside barcode can even help to improve the reduction of mistakes. In the warehouse, inventory management, obviously a huge topic again, can take a lot of time, can be a very big drain on resources, can also result in downtime. So we believe we can help support with reducing that, optimizing fulfillment and distribution, especially with, I'll mention in a second, some of our new features that can really help fulfillment workers to be as efficient as possible. And then lastly, also automating those processes, even with drones, which is something we've done with one of our customers. I'll talk about that also in the coming slides. Finally, fleet management, which is maybe not a typical case that you might expect if you're just thinking about barcode, but Anyline is active also in the automotive world. And so here we're able to offer not just the scanning of what's in the back of the truck, but also the container itself, the vehicle, identifying it by the license plate or the VIN, identifying the driver even by their ID, and also on the tire side, being able to check tires and predict maintenance to save on vehicle costs as well. So all of that is possible together with Anyline integrated in your application or website. Specifically with last mile delivery, if we look there, like where we have really good experiences is improving user satisfaction. We know that using Anyline, last mile companies are able to offer a solution that just works reliably in the toughest conditions, even with really damaged or torn barcodes, and that's really a key point for our customers. Completing routes faster, using AI overlays to assist drivers, letting them know which delivery, which parcel is next, can really improve speed and efficiency on the route. And lastly, as I mentioned before, reducing those delivery errors together with ID scanning in addition to our barcode scanning. In the warehouse, also really focused on working with our customers to speed up fulfillment and multi-barcode scanning, as well as AR overlays, making it easier to find and pick those items, can play a huge role here. And also long distance scanning. So our features such as Ultra HD and telelens switching can help to scan barcodes even on the high bays, which are out of reach and really tough to scan usually. We just look at some examples of Anyline in practice. Let's look at speed first. I'll just quickly start the video here. So Yeah, we really optimize for speed. Even in this video, we say 33 barcodes per second, but we're actually scanning more than that. So using continuous scanning, using multi-barcode scanning, we've optimized the speed there. From a distance, we are able to really using the 4K image processing, we're easily scanning from a distance of 3 meters, as you see here. I think I was standing maybe even 4 meters from the shelf here. Yeah, with telelens, we can scan 5 meters and way beyond, in fact. Again, really helpful in those warehouse high bay scenarios. When it comes to scanning multi-barcodes, again, show here, we're easily able to scan here, in this case 12, but up to 25 barcodes in parallel. We have batch scanning, can be used for, for stock taking, for intake, or for delivery, van loading and unloading. We can scan and count as we go, and also adding AR overlays to show which barcodes have been scanned, which have not been scanned, all to really assist the user as best as possible and make them as efficient as possible. Finally, here in terms of the videos, I can show a quick example of finding an item among many. So again, the obvious use case there, either a picking use case where you're in the warehouse, you want to find your next item quickly as possible and get that in the bin, or even on the road for a delivery driver, you want to know which package is ready to go next. And again, with the combination of multi-barcode scanning, AR overlays, and high speed, we can offer the ability for you to build that really easily into your app. Yeah, lastly, also an example of where we are really far ahead in terms of reliability. We did some tests recently against a market-leading competitor, and we found that on the toughest to read barcodes, on those torn, wet, shiny, warped, even obscured barcodes, we had a faster read time, so 25% faster, and also the read rate was higher. So just more reliable, even in the toughest conditions. We just look at a couple of success stories now. So again, we've talked about what we believe we can do for you, but we're already out there doing this for customers today. So we work with Italy's largest logistics provider, rolled out on 25,000 devices today and increasing over time as well. And we really enable them to rapidly onboard temps, seasonal staff, third parties, whilst also having a great solution for their full-time delivery staff. And really, really important for them throughout the whole process, throughout the tender process, where we competed against other barcode providers, was the performance on those torn and damaged labels. So we had to really compete very hard with that, and we were able to come out on top. Again, just showing the high reliability of our barcode scanning. And lastly, Mondi, that's a large paper manufacturer here in Austria and throughout Europe. And here in their warehouse, we've been able to integrate our barcode scanning into drones. It's the first time that we've done this, and now we're currently scaling out with them. This is really interesting because previously they had to use the forklift, especially to get to those barcodes on high bays. And they also had to shut down their whole warehouse whenever they did an audit. So they were only able to do that once a year from a cost perspective. Now, with the drones, it means zero downtime. They can do it overnight. They don't need to have people unsafely going up to high bays on forklifts. And they're even able to perform those audits more regularly now, so they can be more confident of exactly what's in the warehouse and find any issues in terms of stock levels before they really become a problem. Yeah, so how do you get started with Anyline? Well, firstly, looking at pricing. So all of those features, the barcode features, the AR overlays, That's all included as standard in our price. So no hidden fees, no extra costs, no nasty surprises. We don't ask you to put a watermark with our name on it when you integrate into your app. And we are offering that in multiple different ways that hopefully suit your use case as best as possible. So that can be a per scan model where for each barcode scan, you pay, and that might be in a workforce or consumer app potentially. Then looking more at a workforce use case where you offer also per device. So for every active device that is integrated our SDK, you can pay according to our pricing for that. And also, this is more focused towards the retail world now. We have per store for consumer apps, that kind of thing. We have a Showcase app recently updated, which is free and available to try in the App Store and the Play Store. And there's various different modes that you can try out within the Showcase app. So you can do single scanning, you can do batch counting, you can do searching and finding for specific codes using overlays. Also, you can build lists with those overlays, or even looking up different products. All those modes are available and just gives you some examples of what you can do with the Anyline SDK. This is available to download via this QR code. So if you scan that, it will take you to the relevant app store of your choice. And yeah, that will be available immediately for you to download. We're going to show this again in a second, so don't worry if you don't quite get it now. But before then, Mark has a word to say on one last webinar of our series, which is going to be happening tomorrow. So I'll hand back over to you, Mark.
Thanks very much, Simon. You can take a quick breath. So as mentioned there, we'll have that QR code back on the screen, but we do want to let you know that tomorrow we're going to be back with our 5th webinar in 5 days. And tomorrow we're diving into the technical aspects of Barcode AI. So we're going to unveil our SDK a little bit, show you some configurability options, show you how it works and how easy it is for you to go ahead and get started. So that's taking place tomorrow. If you haven't registered already, you'll be given a link directly following this session. You can go ahead and register for that, or perhaps you have a colleague who you want to see the technical side of the solution from an integration perspective. Definitely make sure that they get access and register for that tomorrow. So that'll be taking place again tomorrow, same time. And I'll be with Danielle Albertini, our VP of Professional Services and a co-founder of Anyline. So with that said, again, quick QR code. You can try our Showcase app. So go ahead and scan that QR code. You'll be able to have access to the app as Simon just described. All the features are there. You can test it in your environment on your device and just see how incredible it really is. So please do give it a try, free to try, and you can go ahead and do that with the QR code on the screen. Don't worry though, if you're missing this, it'll be sent to you in an email shortly, as well as the recording of this session and links to the following recordings as well. If you want to see a bit more of an overview, or perhaps you want to catch a bit more of the retail one, or more details on those as well. So that'll be sent to you. All right. So with that, I think we'll move on to any any questions in our Q&A session. So if you have any questions, we don't have any so far. If you do have any questions, please feel free to put them up on the screen. And we'll be able to address them, Simon and I, or David in the background if it's more technical question. But we're here for you if you have a question. You can also get in touch with us directly if you think perhaps your question's more specific to your use case and you think getting in touch with us is the best way forward. We certainly encourage that. You can go ahead and scan this QR code and fill out that form and get in touch with us that way. And we can have those conversations and address any concerns, or perhaps look at your specific use case and see how we can help you best. We know everything's quite unique in the world of supply chain and logistics. Good. Then I don't see any questions coming up on the screen. Simon, you and I are off the hook. Oh, we do have a question coming in. Great. Are barcodes read live using a drone? You're speaking about our Mondi use case. Yeah, happy to report they are. So it is actually exactly that. The camera feed from the drone itself, obviously fed down to a device, and that is reading the barcodes in real time in that And that we can actually send you a video of that success story. We do have it on our YouTube page. We can go ahead and do that for you. I'll get you that link, or you can check it out on YouTube yourself so you can see it working in real time, exactly how it works. And it's, yeah, a really great story of how we've been able to do that live in real time with drones. So that's a great question. Thanks for that one. Any other questions coming up? We'll give a few more moments here, but I'm not seeing anything come through. All right, Simon, you and I are off the hook. Thanks everyone for joining us today. Again, a recording of this session will be sent to you directly following the closing of this session. Just give us a few moments to get it up online for you, and we'll get it emailed out to you. We look forward to seeing you perhaps for tomorrow's session as well, or colleagues of yours. So with that, thanks everyone for joining this webinar today. Great having you. Great to show you a little bit about Barcode AI. We'll see you for a session very soon. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.